Hello, everybody. This is Jim Kirkpatrick Partners. We are in a quick tips series that is called Journey from Persuasive to Convincing. And the story behind that is we're finding more and more stakeholders are needing to be more than just persuaded or influenced or offered some hope for their future mission and future performance. And we have some experts that are going to be sharing their stories about how they have made a convincing argument and a convincing story to them. And we have Paul on the line from the UK. He's going to introduce himself in a minute. And the particular quick tip that Paul is going to be dealing with is providing concrete and solid data to stakeholders. And he may have an extra twist in his story as well. But Paul, welcome.
Thank you, Jim.
Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit, your company and your initiative, and then we'll get into the story.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Jim. Hi, my name's Paul Aggett. I'm responsible for the development activity in a food manufacturing site in the UK. We're responsible for producing sandwiches for one of the UK's major retailers, and as a site we employ around about 1,000 people. The company's been going for 90 plus years now. So the initiative I was going to talk to you about today was one of our introduction to management programs, which we call Capability for Growth. Now, the Capability for Growth program is an internal program designed to deliver some basic management skills to our up-and-coming talent within the business. It's structured over 2 days, but there's some pre-work and some post-work. The post-work includes some sit-down coaching with the line manager and culminates after a 12-week period to a presentation to our executive team and the senior managers within the business, where the delegates talk about what they've learned and, more importantly, how they've applied that learning and the impact it's had on them and the business.
All right, that sounds great. And especially what I appreciate about that is you're not offering them an event, a training event. You really offered a package, including the 12 weeks with the purpose not just to learn your learning objectives, but to actually apply it and hopefully see some results. So do you have any particular example of a situation where somebody perhaps was the bright light in this venture?
Yes, Jim, there's a number of the guys that have been through this program that have really stood out, but the one I wanted to talk about was a young lady called Monica, who's one of our team leaders on one of the production lines. Now, Monica was within the organisation relatively unknown. I haven't come across it until this program, if I'm brutally honest. And what Monica presented to our managing director, the ops director, was an initiative that she'd taken the skills that she'd learned on the course, and she'd done certain things. She'd communicated differently and organised her line differently, all of which she said she got to learn the skills from the program. And the impact that had on the business was, on her line, was by making a £600 a week saving. Now, we have about 15 production lines across our sites. We run production about 18 hours a day across 2 shifts. So what Monica has achieved, as we replicate that across the business, will make a significant financial difference to the business. And what was interesting, as I sat at the back of the room listening to this up-and-coming manager present, she presented with credibility, she presented with passion. She was really, really proud of what she had done. But you could see the lights come on in the eyes of certainly the ops director and some of the other senior managers as they suddenly realised, wow, yeah, this is significant. This isn't just a training event, as you said. It has made a credible difference to the business bottom line.
Paul, you mentioned you were in the back of the room. Well, you could have taken more of the spotlight and more of the glory if you would have presented it rather than her. How come you chose to sit in the back of the room?
Well, it's interesting, Jim, because one of the things that I've learned through the Kirkpatrick model, and certainly from the conversations we've had, is about having a credible witness. Now, I could have quite easily stood at the front of the room and said to the managing director, look what I'm worth, look at the program that I've delivered, isn't that great? A couple of things I think goes against that is, A, it's not in my nature, but it's the business would expect me to support the training programs, the power that comes from having the people that have been through the programs that have made and have taken the learning and changed it into credible behavioural changes. That's where the real power, I think, comes from the presentations, and having the people that it impacts on talk about their success. So this is about capability of growth. Well, indeed, all the programs we do are designed to deliver personal change and allow people to take personal accountability for their actions and their successes. So I believe they should also have the privilege of telling people what they have done, not what the training department's done, but what they have achieved.
Well, I surely appreciate that, and we understand the suggestion in there, but more so the spirit of letting others take the bow, have the light shine on them. But it all comes back to us, and it isn't why you do it, it isn't why we do it, but ultimately we want everybody acknowledged for their contribution. And you know, Paul, you mentioned the lights going on. We've had a terrible tragedy here last week in the U.S. where 26 and 7-year-olds were killed, and they had a vigil for them where one candle was lit, and that candle was passed to another, and then to 2 others, and then to 4 others, and 16 others. And similar to our Christmas Eve service that's going to be coming up here in a few days, picture that, the candles one at a time spreading, and you know, Monica is one of those candles that is spreading to the other production lines, and Paul, people like you are candles that are hopefully spreading to others. And you know, we're not going to overwhelm the world quickly with this, but we just have to spread our light and spread the light of our stakeholders and our champions, and I sure appreciate you being one of those for us. So we got the music going now. I know you're at a management conference. We'll let you go do that. And Paul, appreciate you and everybody listening. We hope this has been helpful and inspiring to you. So thanks a lot, Paul.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you for joining us for this Kirkpatrick Quick Tip. For more information, visit our website at kirkpatrickpartners.com. Register with us to receive the weekly Quick Tip delivered right to your inbox and access to all of our online resources library with over 60 items.